friends. Today we're going to read the book Froggy Sleepover. We're going to go on one last adventure with our frog friend Froggy. And in this adventure, Froggy has his very first sleepover with Max. Do you think Max and Froggy are going to go to bed at their sleepover? I heard some yeses and I heard some nos. Well, we have to read the book to find out. And make sure when we're reading this book, we're thinking about how Froggy and Max might be feeling throughout the story. That's our job. We need to be detectives and figure out how our characters might be feeling throughout the story. Let's find out if Froggy and Max have a fun sleepover and ever go to sleep. Froggy Sleepover. It was Friday and school was out. Froggy flapped home from the school bus, singing, "Hooray, hooray, it's Friday! Friday, I'm going to Max's for a sleepover." Ooh, I think Froggy looks really excited right now. He can't wait for that sleepover. "That's great," said Froggy's mother, and she gave him a plate of chocolate fly cookies. Ooh, those cookies got flies in them, yucky. "This is your first sleepover. Are you nervous?" "Who, me? Of course not," said Froggy, and he hopped up and flopped to his room. Scholars, why do you think the cookies have flies in them? Why do the cookies have flies in them instead of chocolate chips? Is it because Froggy is a frog and frogs eat flies? It sure is, scholars. Froggy's mom made him cookies with flies in it because frogs love to catch flies. He pulled a big sack from his closet, stuffed in his sleeping bag, squeezed in his pillow, slapped in his pajamas, and shoved in a pair of underwear. "There," he said, and flopped outside, dragging his sack behind him. "Froggy," called his mother. "What?" asked Froggy. "Did you forget your Huggy?" Uh-oh, Froggy's forgetting things again, friends. "Oops," said Froggy, and flopped back inside. "I found it," he yelled. "It was in the cookie jar." My goodness, what a silly frog. What's a doll doing in the cookie jar? Then out the door he went, dragging his sack behind him. "Froggy!" called his mother. "What?" Froggy screamed back. "Did you forget your toothbrush?" "Oops," said Froggy, and flopped back inside. "I found it," yelled Froggy. "It was in my toy chest." "Don't forget to brush," said his mother. "I know," said Froggy. Then off he went to Max's, dragging his sack behind him. What a silly frog, keeping his toothbrush mixed in with his toys. At Max's, he dumped everything out on the floor, rolled out his sleeping bag, and fluffed out his pillow. "Okay," said Froggy. "I'm ready for bed." "But Froggy," said Max, "it's only 4 o'clock. So they waited till after dinner, then they crawled into their sleeping bags. "Wait," said Froggy, jumping up. "I forgot to brush my teeth." "Don't be a baby," said Max. "This is a sleepover. You don't have to brush your teeth." Froggy crawled back into his bag. "Wait," he said, jumping back up. "I need my Huggy to go to sleep." "Sleep?" said Max. "Who's going to sleep? We can tell scary stories and have pillow fights all night long." "Oh, scholars, it sounds like they're not going to sleep at all." Froggy slipped back into his bag, and Max told a story that made Froggy's skin crawl. "Now it's your turn," said Max, but there were weird screeching sounds, and scary shapes hung in the shadows like ghosts. Well, Froggy was excited, but now he looks a little bit scared because of the scary stories, and now Max's house is starting to scare him a little bit. I wonder if he'll be happy again. "I have a better idea," said Froggy. "What?" said Max. "Let's go to my house for a sleepover." When they got back to Froggy's, they tiptoed inside the dark. "Quiet, quiet," said Froggy. Crash! Froggy bumped into a lamp and knocked over the goldfish bowl. "Froggy!" yelled his mother. "What's all the ruckus?" She flicked on the light. "Oops," cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. "We decided to sleep here instead." Scholars, why do you think Froggy's face is turning red? He's a frog, so he's supposed to be green. Why do you think his face is turning red? What happened to make him turn red? Scholars, when we usually turn red, we're embarrassed, right? Something happens to where we're a little embarrassed. So what did Froggy do to get embarrassed to where he has to turn red? Yeah, it was dark in his house and he knocked over the light, which knocked over the fish. He's a little embarrassed about that, especially that his mom yelled at him in front of Max. I wonder what Froggy will do so he feels better about himself. "Oh, Froggy," said his mother, "I thought you wanted to sleep at Max's." "I did," cried Froggy, "but, I was hungry. And you make the best popcorn. Can you make us some, please?" "Okay, you little munchkins," said his mom. Pop, pop, pop. She made them some buttery popcorn, then went back to bed. Plop, plop, plop. Froggy and Max were having a wild pillow fight. "Good night, pudding heads," called Froggy's mom. "I hope they go to sleep soon," groaned Froggy's dad. "Me too," moaned Froggy's mom. "Well, it seems like they're tired, Froggy's parents, but Froggy and Max don't look like they're ready to go to sleep at all." Froggy's parents were snoring like horses when Froggy's mom heard a sound. Her eyes popped open and she flicked on the light. Max was standing by the bed. "I have a tummy ache," he said. "I want to go home." Uh-oh, now Max isn't happy and he wants to go home. So back they went to Max's, dragging their sacks behind them. They don't look tired, but Froggy's mom sure does look tired. But there were still weird sounds and scary shadows there. So they went back to Froggy's. But Max wanted his own pillow, so they went back to Max's. But Froggy wanted pink lemonade, so back and forth they went, Max's house to Froggy's house. My goodness, they are never going to fall asleep. Till at last they fell asleep at Max's house at 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh my goodness, scholars, what a long night. Now, I want you to think about why you think Max and Froggy didn't go to sleep until 9 o'clock the next morning. That is such a long time to stay awake. Scholars, if we were in class and it was 9 o'clock, we'd be doing literacy centers. How crazy that Max and Froggy stayed up all night until 9 o'clock in the morning. But Ms. Strathman needs help finding out why. So make sure you answer that in the questions below. Why did Froggy and Max stay up so late? Bye, friends.